What's up everybody, my name is Wreck-It Rob, and today we're going to be talking about how you make the most 6 stars the fastest in Kingdom of Heroes. Now this is a topic that really needs to be addressed in every gacha game because, you know, there's a lot of new players. They haven't played these games before, they don't necessarily understand the way in which you should go about actually making all these. Luckily for everybody out there, this is currently my third gacha game. I've played a decent amount of these, but the way that you go about making these is pretty much the same in all of them. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build a reliable farmer. Now let's say you're like me and you pick Ifrit as your 5-star. What you can do is put Ifrit on Vampire and she can reliably farm pretty much anything else. You're also given a good farmer at the start, which is your Arthur. I picked Ifrit, so I haven't actually built Arthur, but on other people's accounts, Arthur works fine as long as you put him on Vampire. He's pretty much able to one-shot most things in like 1-1 Conqueror or like 3-1 Conqueror. He can pretty much one-shot everything, gain all of that HP back that he's, you know, because he's constantly getting hit, so he's able to gain all the HP back whenever he hits because of the Vampire runes. He's able to stay alive and farm well enough. He's not super fast, but he is a good starting farmer. What I would suggest, which I actually said in my last video about how to farm for XP, is actually to get Muspel. From some of the top players in the game, using Muspel is actually like one of the fastest farmers. You can see I just 6-starred him legitimately like 10 minutes ago. So I've been grinding today trying to get him up. You can see I skilled him up a little bit, but he needs a fair amount more before he's, you know, max skilled. But if you have the ability to, craft Muspel, try to use him as a farmer, see if he works for you. I know that for most people, he generally farms, if you have good enough runes on him, like in 8 seconds in like 3-1 or 1-1 Conqueror. So definitely think about crafting Muspel to use. So after you get a reliable farmer, what you need to go about is figuring out where you're going to be getting all of the food for this. Something that you can do, which I wouldn't necessarily suggest to a certain degree, especially if you're free to play, is using some of these 3 stars, because you get a decent amount of 3 stars, you get a decent amount of summons from these games. So what you can do is just essentially take the 3 stars that you're not planning on using. For example, I don't ever intend to use the Elf Guardian, so I have 1 in storage, and I know that any more that I get here, I'm just going to take and I'm going to feed those as food. Just heroes you don't intend to ever use, I would say keep like 1 copy of them, especially if they're crafting units. Keep those, pretty much use everything else as food, but you always want to keep that extra one in case, you know, there is a buff or the better option over that hero gets nerfed, in case you know they're crafting material and you need to use that. So always keep an extra one in storage. So after that, I want you to be checking this silver coin store every single time it opens. So you can see currently there's actually no heroes in here. Let's go ahead and refresh that. There. So you can see we actually got a couple, and we got a promotion fairy. So I'm going to go ahead and buy all of these. If you're sitting and farming enough, especially in Conqueror, you'll be getting enough silver to cover the cost of these. Another good thing to do to make sure that you're not wasting these refreshes, if you're using these, if you're not, I understand you don't need to be blowing through all your crystals, but go ahead and unlock all of these little ports right here. This is going to increase the amount of options, so like in case you were to refresh, how many heroes you're going to be getting on average in here. So it's just kind of the bigger bang for your buck. And yes, you do need to spend a little bit to open up all of these, but it's not, in the long run, it kind of pays for itself because you're not going to be blowing through these crystals if you're refreshing. There. So we just open that all up. So just on this refresh, we got 5 different things for feeding. So that's actually really good. So that means that we got 2 1-stars, a promotion fairy, and I think that was like 8 summons. So kind of a beginner tip, before you do any kind of farming, any kind of feeding or anything, a good thing to do is if you have your storage, like if you have a lot of storage, go in and take all of the heroes you're not planning on building right now or not planning on using, take all of those and throw them in storage. So you can see I'm just going to take all of these, I'm going to throw these all in storage right now. So then it opens up more spaces. This just makes it faster so that as you're sitting and farming and, you know, leveling up your fodder and doing all of these things, you don't have to be constantly going back to storage, constantly be going back to hero promotion. You can just kind of do it all at once and then not have to worry about it as much later. So say my storage was like 240 or something. I could just take all of these 3 stars I'm not planning on using as food, throw them in storage and not worry about them right now. Now, once you have thrown everything in storage, once you have purchased your stuff from the silver coin store, you're going to come up to summons, and you're just going to fill up everything with these normal summons, everything that you have left. You generally get these from farming. You also buy these from the silver coin store. Especially if you're buying them from the silver coin store, you should always have a fair amount of these. These are going to summon generally 1 stars, but you can also get some 2s and 3 stars in there. If you get those, it just speeds things up. We're going to fill up the rest of my hero box with all of these 1 and 3 stars. So you can see out of this one, we got 3 2 stars. Now these 2 are actually crafting units. So if you're listening to what I said a little bit ago, you should have a copy of these in storage. So that way you know that these 2 are automatically able to be used as food. Then you don't have to rework anything, and it just kind of speeds things up. So we're just going to go ahead. We're going to fill up all of my hero box with this. So you can see we got 2 crafting units. I don't think he is a crafting unit. I don't remember. But you can see we got, oh, actually 3. There's another Undyne. So we got 4 2 stars out of that. Before you do anything promotion wise, what I want you to do is I want you to come up to storage, and I want you to look and see if you have an XP booster. You can see I have 3 12-hour ones and I have 1 24-hour one. You're going to pop one of those. I actually currently have one popped, so I'm not going to right now. But you want to pop one of these, and that's going to double all of your XP that you gain from any battle. That's going to speed up your hero promotion. Make sure that you don't have to spend a whole lot of AP, a whole lot of crystals to increase that. If you don't have one of those, all you have to do is go down to store and then general, and they sell a 24-hour one for 50 crystals. This, as compared to a lot of other games, is relatively cheap. So don't be afraid to take those 50 crystals you have lying around and spend it on this. It's a wonderful thing to spend your crystals on. So we're going to take these heroes that we just got, and we're going to pop out of summons, and we're going to go to the area in which we farm in. So currently my farmer is Ifrit. She's able to do both Kent and Cornwall on their first stage on Conqueror. The reason I farm in Kent though currently is it takes the same amount of runs to level cap a 1 stars between Kent and Cornwall. The only difference is my Ifrit is able to farm Kent about 30 seconds faster. So that's why I'm choosing Kent, not Cornwall. I know it's technically better per energy to do it here, but I have a decent amount of resources, so I care more about the actual time for me. If you are leveling up, say, a 6-star, 5-star, 4-star, whoever, and you're actually planning on using him, feel free to throw them in here and then fill those last 2 spots. Otherwise, if you're just doing 1 stars, this is how we're going to set up. We're going to take our farmer and we're going to throw our farmer in the first spot. Then we're going to come down here and we're just going to fill the rest of these spots up with 1 stars. So we're going to take you, and you. Then we're just going to click auto battle, and you want to make sure that this is set to 1 hero. This is making sure that you're taking advantage of all of your AP. So for example, if we were level capping 2 stars and 1 stars, they have a different time in which they would stop. So if you're taking all 1 stars, I would suggest going 1 hero or all heroes. This I also talked about in my last video. You'd put it on don't stop, say if you were farming for runes. You'd put it on 1 hero if you were level capping some 1 stars, and you put it on all heroes in case your farmer is not necessarily max level. So say your farmer was at 68 or 69, something where you know they're about to be capped out. Well, you don't want it to stop because of them, you want it to stop it because of your fodder. So that would be when you would click all heroes. Currently though, my Ifrit is level 70, so I can just click 1 hero, max this out. I think this is going to run 6 times, and then just click start battle. Okay, so you can see we're in now. You can see there's a little repeat telling you how many times it's going to go. I'm going to let this finish going, and then I'm going to be back to finish the rest of the video. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, there we go. Our first set of 1 stars is now max leveled. So you want to take those 1 stars you just level capped. You want to go to fast promotion. You want to go ahead and select all the ones you just level capped. So we're going to select these 4. We're going to take these and we're just going to auto select all materials. So when you auto select, it's going to prioritize units that are not level capped or do not have levels in them first. That way it makes sure that if you've invested any amount of time into a unit, it's not just being wasted right after that. So you click promote. And click confirm, and then we're just going to click skip right after this. There we go. So it skips the animation, just speeds it up a little bit, otherwise it takes a little bit longer. So now you can see all of those 1 stars that we just made are now 2 stars. So there's the skeleton, goblin archer, goblin. All the ones we just had at max level 1 star are now level 1 2 stars. So now you could go about the same route of taking all of these 2 stars, max leveling them, and then feeding other 2 stars to them. Or what you can do is, if you have any promotion fairies, which I think I have 1 2-star, click fast promotion again, click that 2-star promotion fairy. You're just going to auto select once again, and it's going to take 2 of those 2 stars and feed it to them. Now this is very important. If a promo fairy is max leveled, do not feed it to something. These units should not be used as food until they are level 1, like this. So if I were going to level cap another 2-star promo fairy and it was at max level, I would never feed another 2-star promo fairy to it. You would only feed like nat 2s or ones that you have turned into 2s. This is a mistake that I made a long time ago, back when I played Summoner's War. I had a whole bunch of 4-star Ascension, what are they, cats or fairies, whatever it is, in Summoner's War, and I fed those to 1 just to make a 5-star. Never do that. It is a horrible waste of resources. Just make sure that you don't do that and you'll be fine. Now, if you wanted to do this all at once and then do your hero promoting all at once, what you should do is take half of your 1-stars, just figure out the number, figure out how many you have, divide that by 2, and then level cap that many 1-stars. Then for 2 stars, you're doing a third of it. 3 stars, you're doing a fourth. And that's the way that you should go about doing it. It's just like, for any math people out there, it's just 1 over the star plus 1. That's kind of the fraction that you should be going with. Otherwise, if you don't care, just take them 1 batch at a time, come back, promote them, take some more in there, and it'll be fine doing that. So ways that you can speed this up: if you go into your storage, some of you might have this, you might actually have an XP booster that does 200%. I currently don't have one, I spent it a couple of days ago, but you can get, I think, 1 of these from doing achievements. When you get that, if you do that, you're going to be getting, instead of double the XP, you'll be getting 3 times the XP. So with that much XP, if I were running 1-1, it would actually only take 4 times to level cap a 1-star. Because this game is still giving on achievements and things that you're getting back from it, I want you to come in here and I want you to check all of these every once in a while, see if you have anything that you can do for a promo fairy. If you can do that, that's just going to speed up how fast you're promoting heroes. Also in events, make sure that you're checking here. You get a lot from events. You're getting login bonuses, fortune gifts. A lot of these have promotion fairies. They have summons. They have energy. They have a lot of the things you need to promote heroes. You can find a lot of them in events. You can get a lot of silver, a lot of AP, and XP boosters, everything that you really need. You can get a lot of it from events. So make sure that you're checking this to make sure that you're taking advantage of everything the game is actually giving to you for free. So to sum this video up real fast, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop an XP booster, summon and fill your entire box full of 1s and 2 stars, and 3 stars you're willing to use as food. Run through, take your farmer into wherever you can farm for XP, preferably like 1-1 Conqueror, preferably the first stage of any of the different sections on Conqueror. And you're going to want to level cap half your 1 stars, turn those into 2 stars, turn all of your 2 stars into 3 stars. Be on the lookout for when you're able to use promo fairies, when you're able to purchase them from the silver coin store, get them from events or achievements, really anywhere. Eventually, the longer you play the game, you won't really have to think about these things. They will just come to you naturally, and you'll be able to sit and promote a hero, once every 2 days to 6-star. I hope this video helped. I know this is something that a lot of new players really kind of need to know whenever they're going into this game, about how they can really, rank up fast, get their heroes promoted, and as well as just kind of, how you should start to kind of go about it and really start to understand these games. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and wreck that like button as well as the subscribe button down below. Feel free to follow me on Twitch. I'm live every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at either 6 or 7 p.m. Central Time. So feel free to stop by Twitch, drop a follow, maybe drop a subscription, and just sit, hang out, chat. I'm willing to answer any questions that anybody has about this game. If there's anything that you think I missed, please do me a favor and put that down in the comments. If it is something I missed, I'll gladly pin your message. And just overall, I hope everybody enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.